This is Setting the Tone with me, Katie, and Ben Coda.
This is Setting the Tone, where you can ask Mark and Ben anything you want.
Within reason.
Are we rolling?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Hi, this is Ben.
Hi, this is Mark.
And welcome to the May edition of Setting the Tone, which is our podcast for Patreon subscribers.
Patreon subscribers.
The
people we
love the
most.
So thank you everybody for subscribing to us on Patreon. Massive thanks. We've got quite a few questions to get through this month. We've both been up to all sorts of fun things, haven't we? Mark's been away in Australia for a little while, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
And firstly, it's good to see you again, Ben.
Yeah, it's great.
It's been ages since we've done this.
Yeah.
Nice to see a friendly face.
Not that friendly. We've just been out in the sun. It's actually quite sunny today, isn't it?
Yeah. Funny enough is I've been in Australia for like 6 weeks, and I got back, and the first day I got back, I got burnt. And
we got burnt over here.
I got burnt here in
right.
the UK, and I had zero. I didn't get burnt once in Australia, but I was using factor 50.
50?
50.
Not 15.
No, 50.
Right.
Because I've got a bald head.
Yeah, I always have to wear a hat. I remember when I went out to I went to the Great Barrier Reef one time to go scuba diving, and it was great on the way there, and then decided to sit on top of the boat and have some drinks with my bald head out, and actually got blisters on the top of my head because I didn't put any factor anything on that day.
Blisters.
Ooh.
Well, the first day I got back, I got burnt. In the UK, and
okay.
I've been in Australia for 6 weeks, so there you go.
Lovely UK summer's weather.
The one thing I will say is I don't think I got skin cancer here.
Over here?
Over here.
No, that's always good.
Whereas if I'd done that in Australia, I'd probably be in hospital.
You probably would. You might have blisters on your head.
So where should we start?
Well, we've had loads of questions, but I mean, I guess Kim Ireland asked us, how was Blazing Swan?
My friend Kim.
Yeah.
Firstly, thank you, Kim. Thank you, Kelly, and your children, Lily and Oscar. It was a pleasure staying with you for 6 weeks. You were amazing, and I can't thank you enough. I will say that my next podcast is with Ollie, the CEO of Blazing Swan, which was the event that I played. So I will do my thanks properly on that show. But on a personal level, thanks Kim, thanks Kelly. It is amazing.
You were playing in a Millennium Falcon, though, right?
Yes.
Right.
I want to name check everyone, but I'm gonna save that for a lowering tone.
Mm-hmm.
But I played at Blazing Swan. These guys built a whole Millennium Falcon, and they built a club inside the Millennium Falcon.
It's like my dream. I saw a picture of it and I was just like, oh my God.
These guys are going above and beyond anything that you can imagine in festival land or club land. They built something phenomenal.
Yeah. It looks incredible. It's like it's a regional burn, isn't it? So
yes. It is connected to Burning Man.
Mm-hmm.
So they're an official regional burn, which basically means that they have the same rules, which is, they have they burn the effigy of, in this case, the Swan, which is
right
in Burning Man. It's obviously a man. In Wicker Man, it's a man made of wicker, I guess. Yeah. And they have a temple where you can go and you can pay your respects to the people that you love and have passed on. Yeah. And the simple rules is like money's worth nothing. Yeah. It's trading, bartering. Yeah, it's a festival based on love.
Awesome.
So
sounds great.
I won't go into it too much because I want to sort of put this into the show that I've got lined up with Ollie, the Blazing Swan CEO.
Sure.
But yes, thank you very much. I had a wonderful time in Australia.
Any stories you want to tell us about? Anything slightly off kilter happen there, or like weirdness, or is it just your usual kind of doof weirdness in Australia.
Doof. It's funny.
Yeah.
Doof's a new word to me.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I've known doof for a while, but doof is it's a rave.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's the same word as rave. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a doof is the one that's like out.
Bush doof. Yeah.
Bush doof.
Yeah.
It means it's out in the outback.
Yeah.
Or it's a way, like here in the UK, we do it free parties.
Free party. I suppose they're raves, really, aren't they? Like everyone used the term rave.
A legal rave.
From what I understand, the word rave is not a kind of a good word in Australia. I think that it kind of has sort of slightly negative connotations.
Yeah.
I remember I did an interview for Rainbow Serpent, and they said, "Can we change the word rave to something else, to like party or event?" Because when people read the word rave, like they don't, or hear the word rave, they don't. It doesn't have positive connotations. Whereas over here, it's like, acid house raves and stuff.
A rave just means like losing your shit.
Losing your shit, like in a field, or whatever.
In a field, or in a warehouse.
I think it's the equivalent of doof, but I guess doof is out in the outback, or
they call it doofs. out there.
Bush doofs. Yeah,
bush doofs.
Yeah. That's it, yeah.
This is.
I love the word.
All you Australians are just sitting there going like, we know what a doof is.
Yeah, stop explaining it.
For the American people and the European people,
a doof is a party in the outback. Really.
A legal party that's just
legal or illegal. Yeah. And they have doof sticks as well. Did you get doof sticks?
Oh my God! Yeah. They Alliance, the people that I'm staying with, they done they had loads of sticks, and they done a day where they were teaching people how to make doof sticks. Yeah. So they're all putting like LEDs on these sticks. Yeah. It's like what was it called? Like Lord of the Rings, was Gandalf, and he had that big stick.
Yeah, like banners.
Yeah. So doof stick is one. Doof stick's one of those, but full of LEDs and
all kinds of stuff,
like sparkling shit.
Yeah, I saw one at Rainbow which had a big picture of Donald Trump with like some kind of powder underneath his nose. Then it said Donald Bump underneath it.
Donald Bump.
Donald Bump. But yeah, there was all sorts at Rainbow. Yeah.
Many thanks, and I'm pleased to be home.
Yeah. That's good to have you back, mate.
Thanks. Yeah. Someone wants me.
Yeah.
With regards to it, did I see anything outstanding? I mean, everything at Blazing Swan was outstanding. Yeah. Just the level of production, the level of just commitment from a city as small as Perth, maybe 2 million people.
Yep.
By saying it's a mini Burning Man, it makes it sound like it's not as good.
Yeah.
It was actually better.
Right.
Because it was much more intimate.
Yeah, because I've not been to Burning Man. I definitely want to go, but it seems like it's quite a
big
mission. Like, it's like, it's you against the elements, and it's kind of, it's not an easy one to get through.
I'm going to use this as an example.
Yeah.
It's a difference of going to Rainbow Serpent or Noisley Festival to go into Glastonbury.
Yeah, right, okay.
Glastonbury representing Burning Man.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, okay.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But the smaller events, I mean, they're just so more personal.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
you get to know all the crew and stuff.
Whereas Glastonbury is a bit. It's got a wow factor, and it's the same. It's the same with
it sort of hasn't. It hasn't with Glastonbury.
Well,
it has in certain bits of it, I'd say.
It's the same with Burning Man.
Yeah, okay.
It's the Burning Man is the Glastonbury of the Burns.
Right. Okay.
All right. And I'm sure a few people might shoot me down for saying that, but that's how I feel.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Cool. Wow. Sounds awesome.
All right.
Hopefully I'll get to experience it at some point.
Yes, you will.
Woo.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Glastonbury's only down the road from us.
Exactly. Well, I'm not doing Glastonbury this year, but, last year was good. So. Although I missed Underworld, which I'm gutted about.
But I have to say this. I would love to be at the Burn, your first Burn. It would be amazing because this is the one thing, this is my little quip with Burning Man, is that a lot of hardcore burners, they're not so keen to invite new people in.
I find that's sometimes like the psychedelic scene can be a little bit creepy like that.
This is our thing, we've been doing it for years. Like, oh, you don't understand it. It's like, well, you were that person once.
Yeah.
There's like, invite people in. Do you know what I mean? Like, nurture a new community. Yeah. A new generation.
That's what it's all about.
That's what keeps things going.
Yeah. Well, of course it is. I mean, we're not getting any younger, are we? Really? So.
Well, I am.
Are you?
Yeah.
That Australian sun has worked its magic on you.
I think mentally
Mentally, you're getting more and more retarded.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, mate. Absolutely. Cool. Well, right. We've had quite a few questions come in actually since we put a few posts up. I've had a question which was, what was your craziest or memorable experience at Rainbow Serpent? We can probably both answer this, can't we? Yeah. Both got. I mean, huge. Yeah, I'll go. Well, there's all sorts of craziness at Rainbow. Obviously, I think my most memorable one from this year was sitting. It was on Sunday morning after the Saturday night. You know, they have the Saturday night on the main stage, which is just absolutely out of this world, like the light show and the sound and everything.
They only open it on the Saturday.
They only open it on Saturday, and it goes right through to Sunday, kind of midday.
Yeah.
I had to throw in the towel after Perfect Stranger because I've been up all night and but I was sitting there with my better half, my lovely fiancée Agnes.
I thought you could say Chris.
No, not Chris. I don't know where he was. And we were sitting on the hill as the sun came up, and Grant Darshan, who's on Flying Rhino Records, who works with James Monroe quite a bit, was playing. And just as the sun came up, he dropped some really like beautiful prog music, and it was just it was a moment. You know, when you have those festival moments sometimes when it all just goes, that was nice. So.
Yeah, that little.
Thanks,
moment.
Grant, and thanks, Agnes, for that. That was good. It's lovely. Yeah. There was also, a lot of amusingness, doof sticks everywhere. Lots of various body parts hanging out. And probably the bass bin when we were playing was an experience. I mean, I didn't get to experience the bass bin, but it was pretty much the size, bigger than a garden shed, that bass bin, on the market stage. And I've heard the bass that was being pushed through that was something else. So thank you, Thad, for the bass bin as well.
I mean, for me, it's that I've only played at Rainbow once. I just found out that Nadia, my partner at the time, was pregnant. So in solidarity to her being pregnant, I chose not to drink or do anything.
Right.
So I spent my one and only Rainbow Serpent absolutely straight, sober. And I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved it for all the reasons which like your average person should go to a festival. I just enjoyed everything that they put on and everything about the festival. Yeah. And I didn't need any highs or I didn't need to be in a drunken or...
It's one of the best vibes in a festival that I've ever experienced, I think.
Yeah, I enjoyed it the way it was presented without any stimulants.
Yeah.
And I was blown away. And one of my personal moments was that some friends of mine, Slamboree...
they were playing when we were there.
Yeah,
we hung out with them. Well,
I mean,
Mike and
Kath.
Kath, that's it. Yeah.
And they're regulars now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, their full show. I can't.
It's wicked.
I mean, it is a massive psycho circus.
Yeah, it's very much rooted in kind of the Boomtown kind of vibe.
I mean, they're legends at Boomtown.
Yeah.
And I got up in the morning and I like I say, I hadn't taken anything and drunk much.
Yeah.
Well, I hadn't drank anything. I think I had one beer throughout the whole festival.
Wow.
And I got up and I went and sat in like the communal area backstage with the artists.
Yeah.
And that's where I met Dub Effects.
Okay, cool.
Lovely guy, I've got to say.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there chatting and I said that he said, oh, did you go out last night? Was you anything? I said, well, I played, and I went back to the tent, and when with the tent I was staying in, it's like I could hear Mike and Kath playing, Slamboree, and the thing is, I have to say, it's like massive respect to these guys, and I could hear Kath singing. She's got a voice she's got
amazing voice,
massive diva voice. MCing's out of this world. Mike was just smashing the shit out of it, DJing. I just said, it was just awesome. I was laying in my sleeping bag, and all I could hear was these guys from the UK just kicking the shit out of it. Yeah. And I was closing my eyes, just imagining the stage, which wasn't
it's that circusy stage, like the stairs, one stage there,
I could imagine them just killing the shit out of it. Yeah. And I just said, I was just loving. I was just listening to them and really enjoying it. Yeah. Even not being in the crowd, I was loving it. Yeah. And then I just heard this like, thanks, mate. And there was Mike was laying in he was laying in front. There was all these there was just a mess in front of us, and I was chatting to Dub Effects about it. And then Mike was laying in a sleeping bag, and he was listening to me big him up, and he was like, "Oh, dude, thanks, nice, thanks, mate." And I was like, "Oh, fuck! If I'd known you were there, I would have given you some shit."
I just remember quite a funny story actually. There was quite a well-known psytrance DJ who shall not be named. He managed to face.
No,
I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. No, but he face planted a pizza because he made after his set, and Chris Williams, my partner in crime, gave him something that he shouldn't have been doing. And he actually tried to eat his pizza, but ended up face planting it while he was standing up. Some piece all over his face.
I mean, rainbow. That's Rainbow Serpent.
Rainbow Serpent pizza face plants.
So big up Rainbow.
Yeah,
Serpent.
Big up Rainbow. Nice one. Awesome. Right. Maybe on to. We did have a question from James, Liquid James from Noisily. Have I ever done a gig sober? And I'm also going to ask you that, Mark, as well. But I mean,
hang on. Wait, Ben, before you go any further, I just want to say this. Not when I've been DJing.
No, not when you've been with me.
Not once.
I did do one once. No, I've done a few. Come on, when I've driven to them, because I don't drink and drive ever. There's been a few, but there was one in particular. Me and Chris went out to Lyon, in France, and we were doing Nanoplex, and we got to the club. We'd had a couple of beers at the hotel before. Got there, and they didn't have any drink. They had no refreshments at all. And
refreshments.
And we were playing.
You basically said they had no alcohol.
Nothing.
They had refreshments.
No, they had no refreshments. They had nothing. And we managed to convince them to give us 2 vodka Red Bulls, and I mean that's pretty much sober. So I have done in recent times one gig sober, but I do quite like to have a couple of drinks just to get in the vibe, and then
me too.
It's just kind of you
loosen up
a little bit. DJing when you're sober can get quite. I don't know. You can just be.
I'm personally. I'm fine drinking.
Yeah.
Getting wasted. I mean, me personally. I can't speak for you, Ben, but me personally is I'm there to do a job.
Yeah, of course. There's a line. And you don't go over the line.
I mean, some. 1 second.
Right, what were we talking about?
We had to stop for a moment
sober.
because my balcony was on fire.
I think one of your plants erupted in the sun.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's. I think it's important what you say. You're there to do the job. You don't go and get completely blitzed and wasted. And I mean, we've all done it. We've all gone too far. But
no, I haven't.
Oh really? Oh yeah. Set things on fire. No, but there's a line that you get to where you just kind of go.
Well, I mean, each to their own. It's some people can drink. I'm all right. I can play pretty drunk.
Yeah.
Can't play high.
Really?
Nah.
I can play in pretty much any state as long as it's nothing hallucinogenic. Then it's just bad news.
I just think it's bad for everyone.
Yeah, it's bad for everybody, including yourself. But yeah, drinks fine. I mean, I've played in some quite drunken states before, and
No, I mean,
but it's kind of like you train yourself over the years to mix, and so then it once you get up there, then the adrenaline kicks in, bang, you're in the zone.
And I mean that's the key point there is that adrenaline is like adrenaline wakes you up. It makes you aware. Is that when I look at a crowd and I'm getting off on the crowd, I start to you start to come.
You kind of loosen up a bit, and
you
get in tune with it.
I mean, this is the reason why I don't. As a rule, I would never play high. Is that I don't want to be on a different level to the crowd.
The crowd can be quite high sometimes. So.
Yes, they can. But normally that's late night.
Right.
But even with drink, you sort of sink into that.
You
notice it a little bit. You're a bit more acute to it.
More acute to it, yeah, absolutely.
Whereas like if
you're stone cold sober, I mean,
well, if you're stone cold sober, then sometimes you can add too much energy.
You misjudge it, yeah.
Like you like with a crowd, they can't keep up with the energy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can actually overcook it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
When you've been playing for a while, you can sometimes read the crowd, as in, like you can dip them.
Yeah.
And you can bring them back down.
Yeah.
But as long as you're on the same page as the crowd, you can read them, and you need a build. You can build. Anyone that's DJ'd, maybe there's just for example, maybe more than 100 shows.
Yeah.
That you will have a good gauge.
Yeah, of course.
On what's needed and what isn't.
Yeah.
That what's the worst case scenario is that you turn up to a show, and you're just having a blast, and the DJ before has just kept them on a real sort of low, like a sort of sedated. So then
you have to build it up gently, rather than going.
You can't just come in like me personally. I like to come in quite heavy to go like, right, let's just rip the shit out of this place. But if you turn up like 2 minutes before your show, and you're not, the DJ before he's been really sort of like a
good warm up DJ.
Yeah, a great warm up DJ, and he's keeping it down.
Yeah.
And you walk in and try and ramp it up too quickly, that can backfire.
Yeah.
I've done that. I've done that once. I'll never do it again.
No.
And that was in Leeds. Technique in Leeds is that I walked in, I was just having a blast.
Yeah.
And the DJ before, very, very competent DJ, had held it down, and I just came in with full guns blazing, and the crowd just wasn't ready for this. To be pinned to the wall.
Yeah. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. I mean, it depends. And sometimes you can just test them out a little bit. I think we might have touched on this before, but it's another thing. It's quite important to get there a little bit before when you start playing. I always think at least a couple of hours just to kind of get in the vibe of it all. Like,
exactly.
A lot of people turn up like 5 minutes before they're on, and then you just think you've not spent time here. Getting into the vibe of what the club's all about or the night. Especially if they're they don't really know what the night is. Anyway.
So I've just exposed myself as being an amateur.
You just exposed yourself.
And I apologise to anyone that was there that night.
But you've learned your lesson.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Right, okay, cool. So let's go on some more questions. We've had a couple about gigs, so when we're playing and stuff. One is when we're playing in London next.
Good question.
I don't think we are. We're playing in the UK. We've got
lots of shows.
Yeah,
in the UK.
You're playing in Brighton.
I tell you what, I think the next shows we got is Triplicity.
Yeah, we're both playing at Triplicity, which is over towards Neurodriver, which is over towards Wales. It is in Wales.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is it's a really cool little festival.
So
I've played it a couple of times before. I think it's your first one, isn't it? Yeah. So we're doing Lower in the Tone sesh there. I don't know if we're on the same night, but
I think we are.
Oh, are we?
I think so.
Okay. I haven't got my set times yet.
I hope so.
We'll see. We'll find out. I'll speak to the organisers. So yeah, we're doing that, and then Noisily,
which is a big one for us.
Noisily's gonna be great. Yeah, start
We've
July.
got our man Dopamine.
Yeah, it's gonna. So it's gonna be me, Mark, and Dopamine.
And can just quickly say this: we're gonna try and invite Dopamine down to do one of the second times.
Yeah,
because
that'd be good.
Matt's fucking hilarious.
Yep.
And we love him, and he's hilarious. So we're gonna try. We're gonna try and do a few bonus setting of tones.
Yeah.
And hopefully give you a little bit more. Bring in some people, and we can just chat and shoot the shit. Like
we've got Dan coming over next weekend. Dan Van
Oh,
Dahl,
we
our video
got-
guy.
yes.
Yeah. Not video guy, our video genius.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's got. We're gonna pull him up. He's got the best story of like why not to take acid.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe we can link that in with the DJing sober thing.
So yeah, hold tight for that. It's like we might even get two. We might even get two setting of tones in this month.
Why not?
And then I've got Brighton with
you're Brighton in July. That's mid-July, isn't it? Yeah. But we're also playing in Sheffield at the end of June.
Yeah, me and Ben. Me and you. Me and Ben.
Ben.
Me and Ben is a third party.
We're
gonna do. We're doing Planet Zog.
Yeah, and what's the club?
Plug. Amazing.
I think it's 30th of June, and we're doing a takeover there.
Yeah, we're doing takeover there. I used to actually play at Plug Urban Gorilla.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a legendary night, not because of me, because of what they done. But in Sheffield, Sheffield's always big party town.
Yeah.
And this is a free party that we're playing.
Because I played at Zog earlier this year, but as Nanoplex, and it was killer.
Yeah.
It was wicked. Awesome crowd, really clued up, tight organisation, good sound system. It was just, it was great.
Yeah,
so we're looking forward to that. It's going to be good.
Yeah. This is going to be a good one.
It'll be wicked.
London.
London, the London club scene. We've kind of talked about
Can we say this is like we're looking for a venue.
Yeah, we are looking for a venue.
So we can do a little London thing. Like a
little
small
family thing together.
A small 200-300 people would be perfect for us.
Be perfect.
We try and keep them price down, everything that you would love from a London show, which would basically be late night, cheap booze, cheap to get in,
good party, fat techno,
just a mosh pit of dance floor
of fun.
Yeah, fun. But we just haven't found a venue. Anyone that's listening, if you know anywhere, please let us know, because we are looking.
Yeah, it's hard to find them in London, but fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. As far as San Francisco and the States goes, I'm going to be out for...
You didn't ask the question. You just launched into the
No, I did mention it before, because I linked the two up. So San Fran and London into one, are you going to be in these places?
Oh, because they're very close.
Yeah.
Geographically.
Yeah, exactly. So we've also been
geographically, they're very close. So when you're doing London and San Francisco...
yeah, totally. They're right next to each other. So Tony Ramirez has asked...
big up to Tony.
Yeah, big up Tony. Wicked. Are any of you guys coming to San Fran anytime soon? Keep up the great work, guys, for a show. So I'm going to be out for the Oregon Eclipse in Oregon. I don't think I've got anything lined up in San Fran when I'm over, but I'm open to offers if there is anything that comes up. You never know. We'll see. We will see. We played at San Fran a couple of year and a half ago now.
Yep.
Yeah, that was killer. Yeah.
And we'll do it again.
Yeah, we'll do it again. Absolutely. Yeah. So not at the moment, unfortunately, but hopefully soon. Yeah.
But the thing is with shows, we need to be invited.
Yeah.
It's not like we decide, I'm going to do this.
We're going to go there.
It's like, we're still struggling DJ producers, podcasters. It's not as simple as us going like, we don't want to come to San Francisco.
We'd love
we
to go to
don't
San
want to
Francisco
come to
again.
London.
Yeah, of course.
It's more of a case of that we need to be invited.
Yeah.
And also is that we need to find the right people. So if you do know the right people, just point them in our direction, and we'll communicate.
Yeah, we'll communicate. Right. Okay, next question. Let's have a look. Okay, so Johnny Hunter. Hey, Johnny, how you doing, mate?
Hey, Johnny.
Has asked us a couple of questions. First up is, what is the weirdest thing you've seen in a club? Go on, Mark. Do you want to start this one off? We were talking about sports in clubs earlier, weren't we?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I played in Belarus.
Belarus.
It was when the World Cup was on, and I don't even know if I think probably Russia was in it or something.
Right.
And I was DJing, and like while I was DJing,
Yeah.
like the club was just going off, and I had this little walkway in the club. I'm making hand signals as if you can see it. You can't.
I mean, it's not very wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had this little walkway,
Yeah.
and it went into it was like a catwalk into the crowd.
Right.
And at the time, I was thinking, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
So anyway, I started playing my set. Halfway through my set, someone came on stage and put a goalpost in front of the DJ booth, which I was like, okay, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Club's just going off as like a normal club show. And all these girls wearing different countries,
football
outfits, came on stage, and they all walked out there, and they all had footballs.
Right.
And they stood in front of me, like on the catwalk, and they all tried to score a goal.
In your face?
But I'm DJing.
They're kicking footballs at you.
Goalpost was in front of the DJ booth, literally in front of the DJ. So there was girls just kicking balls at me.
Right.
Right. To
Did
score
any
a
of them
goal.
score any goals?
No. I mean, they were just like, well, I don't know, like
mashed up.
Belarus is like they're sort of like Russian, good-looking girls, just trying to kick a ball. It's like without sounding sexist, we all know what girls do with balls.
Well, some of them are quite
Let
good
me
at it.
rephrase that.
Some of them are quite good at it.
I just sounded really misogynistic. Girls can play football.
They can. Some of them are quite good at it.
Yeah, but the girls on this night were not football players.
I'm not a football player.
So I just stood there, and to be fair, most of the balls were going over, so I'm just ducking while I'm
into
DJing.
the DJ booth.
Yeah, and they were trying to score goals, and it was symbolic because the World Cup was on.
Wow.
And I mean, that was pretty weird.
How did they do in the World Cup?
Belarus.
Yeah.
I don't think they got a team, do they?
Right. Maybe that was symbolic.
No. I think Belarus comes
Part
under
of
the banner of Russia. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And I mean.
Wow. I saw a full-on cricket game break out in Sunday Central once. This was like 20 years ago in Birmingham when it was at the Pulse nightclub. And I think we've gone to see Paul Oakenfold play. It was on a Sunday, so it was like you get everyone going out on a Sunday after they've been going out all weekend anyway. And it was a bit of an institution in Birmingham at the time. And I think Judge Jules was on, something like that, before Oakie. And we were all a bit mashed up. And suddenly the dance floor cleared in the middle. And there was this kind of area. And people just set up cricket stumps and just started having a game of cricket in the middle of the dance floor. And they were just luzzing the ball and like knocking it around the crowd and stuff. And yeah, I was just standing there going, what the fuck is going on here? I mean, that's the only other time I've seen cricket in a club. But
I went to Kazakhstan.
Here we go. Donkeys?
Now we're talking. I went to Kazakhstan with Lee Coombs. Me and Lee Coombs. We played in Almaty, which is the capital of Kazakhstan, in case you don't know.
I've never heard of anyone playing in Kazakhstan.
Well, me and Lee Coombs did.
Okay.
And we drove for about maybe an hour outside of Almaty.
Yeah.
And Danny Howes was playing as well.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think the Danny Howes was DJing. It was like this island. It was like something to do with windsurfing.
Okay.
And we're out in the arse end of nowhere in fucking Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
And me and Lee were sitting on top of this like mountain. It wasn't a mountain, it was a big hill, right?
Yeah.
And we're looking down on all these like windsurfing sort of
Kazakhstanis.
I can't even describe it.
Are they Kazakhs?
It was like, I don't know. I don't know what.
It must be Kazakh.
It must be, yeah. I don't know. Maybe we're just showing how fucking, I don't know, how stupid we are.
Yeah.
And no, it wasn't. Look, I've just ruined that completely. It was like Lee was telling me about some Danny House story about why he sounds really camp, but he's not gay. Right. And I was totally intrigued by this story. I was like, why is that? Because like Danny just sounds really gay. And he's like, well, no, he's not.
Okay.
He's just really camp.
I've never spoken
right?
to him. So. Right.
So this is why Danny got brought into the story.
Right.
So me and Lee were sitting on, and the promoter was like, oh, good job, we found you. We have to leave.
Okay.
And I said, why do we have to leave?
Yeah.
It's like, he goes, because the sun's coming up.
Right.
And we're like,
the vampires.
What the fuck has that got to do with the price of eggs? And he said, because in the morning it's like everyone they start fighting.
Oh, okay.
And we went, what?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, all the girls have left and there's just young men. There's just young men and they fight.
Yeah.
And we were like, what? Let's just rewind a moment.
Yeah.
We have to leave because the sun's coming up and everyone's going to start fighting.
They're going to kick off.
And he said, yes, we have to leave.
Mm.
So as we were walking down off this big hill, which I nearly called a mountain, it started to kick off. There was fights everywhere.
What the fuck?
It was just kicking off. And like everyone started rucking. And
as soon as the chicks go?
Yeah, there was just men left.
The young men?
And high.
Yeah.
Fucked up. Started fighting.
Wow.
I mean, literally, when we were leaving, we were driving. It was a mass brawl. And I've never seen nothing like that.
Wow.
I've never seen nothing like it. Yeah. And then when we were leaving, I was like, that's mental. That's mental. Me and Lee were like, what the fuck? Yeah. And like, he was going, this is normal.
Just standard.
And
Kazakhstani rave.
In retrospect,
yeah.
I mean, 20 years after that party, and now I follow the UFC, I realise why in Russia they're producing so many good fighting people.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, these people, like,
they know how to fight.
They love, but the thing is, like, we were talking about it on the way back, and I said, like, people could die, blah blah. He goes, oh no, they fight with their fists.
Yeah, okay.
Like I mean,
it's proper fighting then.
Yeah, so, I mean that they're all about like they stand toe to toe, they fight.
Yep.
But I'm a fucking DJ.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're in London. And someone said to you, "Oh no, we need to leave now because the sun's coming up and everyone's going to fight."
That is kind of normal in London, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
no, I know. Brighton.
I know, but it's not part of the procedure.
No, I know. Wow.
Yeah, me and Lee left.
Wow.
And can I just say one other little thing? Is that
you can say whatever you want, Mark. It's setting the tone.
When we checked into the hotel, they were like, this is the oldest, the most amazing hotel. And I do my best Kazakhstan accent. Yeah. This is the most amazing hotel. And this is the oldest hotel in the city. And we were like, oh wow, this is the real privilege.
Yeah.
And it was freezing.
Yeah.
And I went to, I was like, can we turn the heating on?
Yeah.
Because it's fucking freezing. And, we don't have no central heating. And I was like, oh yeah, thanks for this. It's like, I would have liked to stay in the fucking Marriott.
Well, it would have been the best one.
Which was across the road.
Yeah, right, okay.
So they were trying to give us a bit of the real Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
And thanks.
I had that in one hotel in Russia once, not naming any names, but they said, "Oh, this is the best."
No, name the name.
No, I'm not going to name the name.
Ben, please name the name in Russian.
No, I don't want to offend that many people. But they were like, "Yeah, this is the best hotel in the whole of the city. You know, it's great." So I went in there. It was shit. And then the worst thing was, I had a long old flight. Got there and tried to take a shower. Actually, no, I tried to go to the toilet first of all. There's no water. Then tried to take a shower, and there's no water. So I went down to reception. They went, "Oh no, there's no water before 5 p.m." Sorry. Oh, thanks. Brilliant. So you have to wait till 5 p.m. in the best hotel in this Russian city to get water of any kind. So I just sat there
Oh yeah, while we're talking about shit hotels, I've got one to share.
Go on.
Right, I have to say, quite possibly like one of the biggest highlights of my career, supporting the Chemical Brothers.
Oh yeah, that must have been awesome.
Yep,
Yeah.
I played with them. I supported them in Athens,
Right.
in Greece.
Yeah.
For those
who don't know anything about European geography.
I'm sure people are like, oh, thanks.
Oh, brilliant. Didn't know that was there.
And this is a massive deal. It's like my biggest show to date.
Yeah.
8,000 people on a Wednesday night.
Large.
In a football stadium.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
And the hotel that I stayed in, it was sweltering hot.
Yeah, right.
Right, so I had no aircon.
That's horrible when that happens. Yeah.
And also the windows wouldn't open.
Oh no.
So I phoned down to reception and I was the main support
Yeah.
at the Chemical Brothers.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, like the hotel was shit.
Yeah.
Right.
This is Athens though. There must be some good hotels there.
Yeah, but I wasn't in one.
You weren't in it.
No.
Were the Chemical Brothers in it?
I doubt they were in the same hotel as me.
You think you got put in the Pikey Hotel?
And I phoned down to reception. I said,
Yeah.
"Oh look, it's really hot. I don't have any aircon."
Yeah.
And the windows won't open.
Right.
And they said, "Oh, the aircon's on." I was like, "Okay." It's boiling. And I said, "Can I open a window? Because I can't seem to open a window." They said, "Oh, we don't open the windows above the 8th floor." And I said, "Why not?" Because people killing themselves. And that was the conversation. I said, "Well, I'm on the 10th floor. It's like I'm about to kill myself because I can't fucking breathe in this hotel."
You wouldn't be able to jump out the window, though, would you?
No.
No.
Right, and I guess they diverted an accident because it was so hot.
Oh.
Right? What should have been like the gig of my life?
Yeah.
For me, is marred by my hotel experience.
Yeah. Oh, it's bad when you get dodgy hotel.
But yeah, I mean, they said, over the 8th, basically over a floor that you couldn't survive
Over the
if
floor
you
that
jump.
you were on.
Yeah. And they probably gauged it.
Yeah.
I don't know who gauged it. It was
Probably
like
someone who's
literally
really hot.
jumped.
Yeah.
We're like, no. Someone jumped on the 5th floor and went, no, we're good.
No, these are all right.
No, you don't need to seal that.
No, that's fine.
And when they got to 5th, he broke his legs and went, they would probably have to call it a day.
I don't think insurance will cover that.
Locked the windows from there upwards.
Make everyone hot. Oh dear.
So yeah, anyway, hotels.
I've not had too many bad hotel experiences, but they're up and down.
I tell you what was a funny experience.
Yeah.
Where did we play Montpellier?
Oh,
Was it Montpellier? and like I didn't check in for my flight.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we got wasted, and you went down, and because you could speak better French than me, you tried.
Oh, I
to,
did it in French. Did I do it in French?
Yeah,
I
you
it in
did.
French.
You
Yeah,
did. You told the reception to check me in for my flight.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
right. And
it was
print,
on
and print it out.
Ryanair as well, the shittest airline in the world. Right, yeah.
And all fair play is that we'd been up for days.
Not days, a few hours.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Long enough
enough
for me to go, me be grunting, and you going, I've got this.
Long enough for me to be able to speak fluent French. Yeah, and then you got like basically the front seats of the Ryanair flight, which is basically
we did.
Well, no, I didn't, but then you got me up there, and that was like having business class on Ryanair.
Yeah, we just got upgraded in
Ryanair.
That's
the thing to do. Don't check in on your Ryanair flight until about 5 seconds before it takes off, and then you're sorted.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Okay. On to another. We had another one from Johnny, which is what is the Johnny Hunter? Yeah, he sent us two. What is the strangest song request you've had when playing out? I've had plenty. I mean, I have been asked for R&B, Beyonce, drum bass. I don't get them so much anymore, but when I was younger and like not doing smaller kind of like bars and pubs and stuff, it was just left, right and centre. A lot of Beyonce's. I don't know what it is about me, but yeah. Have you got any Beyonce? It was quite a regular thing.
No.
No, you never had a Beyonce request?
Do you know what? I've got to be honest, I've never had anything that weird.
All right.
I've seen other DJs get really. I think I when I'm DJing, I look a little bit unapproachable.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I think that's to do with me rather than the audience.
I get asked to play R&B quite often.
Really?
Especially when I'm banging out the techno. Like someone will come, you going to play some R&B? And it's like, well, what's this sound like I'm doing here? Does it really sound like I'm just going to chuck a bit of R&B on next?
It's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm just warming up for the last half an hour of R&B bangers. Is that like?
Let me get some TLC on.
Yeah, a bit of TLC. I mean, I don't even know anything about R&B really. All I know is that I don't like it very much.
Oh, I'd like D'Angelo.
D'Angelo.
Yeah, brown shoes. Some of that brown shoes.
So I think that I don't know. The answer to that is that there've been a few. There have been a few, Johnny. Right, I think maybe we can go on to the next one, which might apply to this from Andy Companies. Hey, Andy, is the podcast in general edited much, or is it pretty much as is? This one, setting the tone, is pretty much as is.
Yeah, setting the tone straight up.
And I'd say actually lowering the tone is pretty much as is. I mean, I had to chop quite a lot out of the one I did with Chris because it was a little bit close to the
knuckle.
Knuckle is probably the best word. But yeah, most of them are. I mean, the tongue and groove one that's coming up, I'm not taking anything out of that. That's all the family-friendly stuff.
Yeah. A good interview is the ones that you'd have to touch. But in the same breath, is like I can only speak for myself, not Ben, because obviously we, although we both do lowering the tone, we're both very independent with our podcast. We have a set sort of. What do you call it? A formula?
I guess so.
That we like to abide by, which we both agree is that that's what we see as a good quality podcast.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I've edited out of podcasts is we drift into areas that no one
really gives a shit about.
No one gives a shit or understand.
I try and take it away from the technical route if I can, because people don't want to hear about techie stuff.
And some of the people that I've interviewed, I'm friends with, and we drift into the friend zone. Yeah, and then they can get a bit too relaxed. That nobody else will understand. Yeah. So I just remove it because, I mean, it's just... In jokes and stuff. Yeah, jokes. That's something that people won't connect with. Yeah. But the setting the tone, we don't really edit it much out at all, do we? We even left the ice cream van bit in. I mean, maybe we're going to leave the balcony on fire bit in. We're going to have to now. We're going to have to now. Now you said it. I think you've done that. Yeah, I might have done. Sorry. But yeah. So, honesty is our thing. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, okay. Okay, another one from Spiro Pope. Again, Spiro. Nice one, dude, for the question, and thank you for being a patron. Yes, thank you very much. He says, if you have to make a banging techno track using only items found in a kitchen, what items would you reach for? I was thinking about this. What about like white noise off the steam of a kettle or something? Yeah. I could make a hi-hat out of that. I could make a hi-hat or some white noise out of that. I don't know. I mean, the obvious one is banging pots and pans, but... you can make the sort of a drone from the microwave, I guess. A drone from the microwave, or a ding, which you could turn into a bleep. Maybe. You'd have to high pass it with a little bit of distortion. We're getting a bit technical now. Okay. Right, maybe this is a bit stupid, but yeah. What about like smashing something on the floor, like my head? Your heads. You're an item found in the kitchen. I'm sorry. What about like a lasagna dish, pirate's dish, just smash it on the floor? Why is it with lasagna? It could be like I was just thinking, like, I don't know, I just have Italian stuff like banged into my head. But a dish, smash it on the floor, like, or plate. Yeah, for a crash. There's a Prodigy tune with loads of crashes in it. I know, we've got no music though. What are we going to do for bassline? Dustbuster, Hoover, but that's not really found in the kitchen. Right. What about the hum that a fridge makes sometimes? Oh, Oh, now you want to say.
Yeah.
Or the freezer.
Yeah, the freezer hum.
Freezer hum.
Yeah.
Makes
My fridge makes like a little bleepy alarm noise when you leave it open for too long.
You could get the
Example
pots
that.
and just actually play it.
You could just do that.
Yeah, it's cheating.
It's cheating though, really, isn't it? But slurping a cup of tea. What can you do with that? Acid
Well,
kind
that's
of
just
noises.
beatboxing.
Slurpy beatboxing.
not to put beatboxers down, but yeah.
Okay, bubbling of food. Ooh. There's a weird ghosty noise.
What the fuck?
What the fuck is that?
My flat's just been decorated. So.
Mark's flat's just talking to us. There was like a kind of. You might have heard it through the microphone. There. It was like almost like a ghost
it's
noise.
very low.
Quite low,
Yeah.
but that was the bass line. Ooh. It's gone now.
Oh, no.
The ghost is gone.
Right, let's move on.
So we've had fires and a ghost so far. Should we go on something serious?
Yeah.
Right, so last question that I've had through on a message is, what's Patreon all about?
What is Patreon all about?
I mean, Patreon is a way, because obviously before we were on Patreon, we were earning absolutely no money from these podcasts whatsoever.
It was costing us money.
Costing us money and time, which ain't cheap. And, you know, we do this for the love of it because we love doing it and we love everyone involved. But, you know, it takes a lot of time and effort, and it takes a lot of time, actually, more than you would imagine, recording a podcast and then doing a mix and getting all the levels right and recording all this stuff.
And editing.
Coming up with the subjects, all this. So we saw Patreon, we got on it, and, you know, it's a way for people to get involved and to sort of help us out, really, and just kind of, you know, give us a little bit back.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that's it.
That's it. You know, it's pretty straightforward. And there's various tiers. We can give you a bit back if you support us too.
Yeah, if you subscribe to Patreon, there's tiers of what you can get.
Yeah.
Is
there's a lot of good
they're
stuff.
beneficial. Is
Yeah.
that if you're a DJ, then subscribe. You get all of our music for free.
Yeah.
Also, you get stuff that isn't available.
There's various albums coming up.
Yeah, I
Right,
think
yeah.
Ben's got some.
There might be one from me.
Yeah. So you get all of this music first.
Yep.
Before anyone else can receive it.
Yep.
And also you get it cheaper than what's available on Beatport,
Yeah.
on iTunes.
Yeah.
Much cheaper.
Totally. So I think we're going to end this podcast by saying thank you to everyone for your questions. Sorry for the rambling. Sorry for the fire, which will either make it into the edit or not.
It will make it.
Yeah.
It's my balcony on fire.
Mark's balcony on fire. Yeah, we love you all. I think really.
Big love.
Big love, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Take care.
Au revoir.